Hey, you guys, and welcome to Rumor Has It at Let's Talk Rumors. I had said previously I wanted to stop in and get your opinion on the 7-year-old Legend Jenkins story. 7-year-old Legend Jenkins was hit by a 76-year-old woman on May 27th at approximately 5:55 p.m. Hours after Legend was hit, he died from his injuries. His mom and dad, Jessica Ivy and Samuel Jenkins, started a GoFundMe that raised nearly $6,000 in a span of just 2 to 3 days. Ultimately, GoFundMe took down the campaign for Legend's burial, and the funds was not given to the family because Legend's mom and dad were both arrested and charged with his death. Which raises a lot of questions for me. First off, if the funds are truly for 7-year-old Legend's death, why would we not give the family the money? Because ultimately, the burden has shifted to somebody who was totally unexpected of these responsibilities. Legend's mom and dad was expected to bury their 7-year-old son after this tragic accident happened. And 2 days later, the responsibility shifted immediately to somebody else. Because whether Jessica or Samuel is incarcerated, 7-year-old Legend still has to be buried. So that's neither here nor there. I'm not understanding why GoFundMe wouldn't just transfer the funds to whoever is now responsible for burying the boy, as they probably needed a lot more than the parents needed it, because this wasn't their burden. I'm also curious as to what you guys think on the parents being arrested. A little bit about the story: the two kids were with their mom, Jessica Ivy, shortly before they got arrested. And she allowed the 7-year-old and his 10-year-old brother to either go home or to go meet dad. I've read contradicting stories about it, and I guess as it progressed, the real story, the whole truth will come out. But I've read two different stories, and one where the boys were going home and one where she was allowing the boys to go meet the dad who was doing grocery shopping. Like I said, Legend was 7 and he was accompanied by his 10-year-old brother, but his mom and dad found themselves now being charged with involuntary manslaughter, child abuse with great bodily harm, and child neglect. Their bond is at $1.5 million. So do you guys feel like they should be arrested? Do you feel like only the mom should be arrested? Or do you feel like losing their 7-year-old son is punishment enough? And when we think about the parents being punished, we also got to think about this 10-year-old boy who just watched his 7-year-old brother be killed, and now he's not with his mom and dad every day like he's used to, if he was in his mom and dad's life every day. But he doesn't have access to them freely while they're incarcerated. How old is old enough? At what age is it okay to allow your children to do certain things alone, to walk to the store alone, to go to the park alone? Had 7-year-old Legend gotten off the bus and walked from the bus stop and got hit by a car, would his mom and dad still be charged? Is there some underlying factors surrounding this that mom and dad was doing that we don't know about? So many questions just rise up in my head when I look at a $1.5 million bond. We're talking about somebody that was raising a couple of $1,000s to bury their child. Do we really need a $1.5 million bond? I think they could have made it 100,000 and the parents wouldn't have been able to afford that. $1.5 million is a lot because you thought your child was responsible enough to cross the street and they weren't. Are we testing the 76-year-old driver? Are we making sure that she can see correctly? I don't know. If we're gonna go all the way and punish these parents for this tragic accident, then I feel like we should ensure that everybody involved is questioned thoroughly and it's really figured out that what happened, because I couldn't see myself being arrested for my child's death because I told him cross the street and something unfortunate like this happened. I would already want to kill myself for, like, I would be telling myself you should know better. So I'm gonna let you guys have that and get away from that story. But if you can't tell, I'm invested in this one just a little bit, because how? And even if you can charge the mom, how do you charge the dad when the mom said, hey, I sent them to go meet the dad or to go home? How do you charge the dad for the decisions that the mama made? The dad was on the phone with the 10-year-old when the accident happened, so he heard everything play out over the phone as well. But I really am confused about this one, and I feel like if they were gonna arrest them, they should have gave them a little time to grieve and at least gave them the opportunity to bury their son. So I also wanted to talk to you guys about Travis Decker real quick. If you don't know Travis Decker, he picked up his 3 daughters for a court order visitation on May 29th at approximately 5 p.m. When it came time for him to drop the girls back off to their mom, Travis was nowhere to be found. Police was alerted and a search for the 3 girls started. Ultimately, they said the search didn't warrant an Amber Alert, but they did feel like the 3 girls couldn't come home at their own free will. On June 2nd, police would call off the search for Evelyn, Olivia, and Paitlin. And at first, they wouldn't give an explanation why. Eventually, it would be learned that the 3 children were found. Sadly, they had all died of injuries caused by their father. His truck would be found empty. The girls were found a few feet away from the truck, not very far away from the truck. They found the girl's body, but they did not find Travis. Now, come to find out, on May 26th, 4 days before he picked up the girl, Travis searched how to go to Canada. So police now believe that he has traveled to Canada, and he's well above them. Travis is a homeless veteran, so that's why I got that back there, because in America, that's far too often. Is something that happens a lot to veterans. I don't know why, and I don't understand how you can go and fight for this country and seemingly come back over here and then not have anywhere to live. I guess that's why they teach them in the Army how to live off the land, because when you come back home, you're gonna be on the land. So I don't know. But Travis is military trained. He has far more training than the police. The governor of the state has called for national forces to come in and help with assistance with locating Travis Decker and hopefully bringing him back to America so that he can face justice for what he did to his 3 children. Travis has extensive military training, and on one of the shows they had an investigator come on, and he talked about the type of training that he and Travis have because they served in the same military branch. And this man is taught to carry 7 items, 7 small items, such as a battery, a compass, a straw, a knife, and there's 3 more that I'm forgetting. But very small items. They are trained in the military to keep these 7 items, and for 1 year they can live off these 7 items. And I think one of the items is a replacement knife. So it's going to be 2 knives. It's a knife and then a replacement knife. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this play out, and what his charges would be. Will he get away with being mentally ill, something just wrong in his mind? Because you can't be sound mind, body, and soul to look at these 3 beautiful faces and decide you want to suffocate them. There has got to be something mentally wrong with you. So we're going to be keeping a watch out on that story and watch what's going on. See if they have any sightings of him in Canada. I do know, well, I don't know. When I say I know something, I really don't know nothing. So it's interesting that he picked Canada, and I don't know if he picked Canada because the U.S. and Canada is not on best terms right now, and he know the chances of extradition would not be like top priority to Canada because they beefing with America, or if he just know it'll be easier for him to get there or fit in, or I don't know. But I'm waiting to see when they catch him, if they catch him. Will it be a shootout? Will he kill himself? What's gonna happen? I also want to talk to y'all real quick. I'm gonna come back with this one, but 2 girls got shot over the weekend on I-20 on the interstate. On I-20, I believe it was on Saturday, I don't know, in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm gonna go figure out what happened over there, and then I'll be back to talk to y'all. Thanks.